breaking news and events across the valley. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, extremely sad situation here Friday night in Gilbert. Again, off on the left side of your screen. We're just starting our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We appreciate everybody joining us. Again, we're on the scene of a fatal accident. As we understand it, 2 fatalities as far as we know right now. 2 vehicles involved. Those of you on Citizen, you can see in your far left of your screen is 1 vehicle upside down, heavy front end damage, and then off to the right, believe it or not, there is a vehicle right there, and not much can be seen of that vehicle. I can't even tell, honestly, what kind of vehicle it might be. We appreciate everybody joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and X as well. We're live here on the scene on Recker and Ray Road here in Gilbert, Arizona, and what can only be described as a high-speed vehicle accident. 2 vehicles involved, and as we understand it so far, at least from what we know, 2 deceased here on the scene. Again, we are independent media. We appreciate everybody joining us, and such a sad situation here this evening. If you do us a favor, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Whichever social media channels you use, if you can go to YouTube, we're at Valleywide News, and we got a much clearer shot. Again, as we understand it so far, 2 fatalities here on the scene. Those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and X, that's the 1 vehicle. The second vehicle is off to the left in the bushes here, upside down it looks like. And again, both these vehicles are, as far as what I can see so far here on the scene, unrecognizable. I can tell you that Recker and Ray roads will be closed for quite some time, obviously, while they investigate this situation and fatalities as well. Unfortunately, tonight, 2 families are going to be getting the devastating news of what can only be described here, in my opinion, as a very high-speed crash. Again, off to the right here, we can't even begin to recognize what kind of vehicle it is that's wrapped around the light pole right at the corner of Ray and Recker here in Gilbert, Arizona. If you could do us a favor, if you're on Citizen, you can scroll down in your video. There's a link to our YouTube channel. We'd love for you to subscribe. It helps support our channel, and best of all, it's free. And it helps support independent media, keep us coming out on scenes like this. Unfortunately, this is one of a pretty bad one that we haven't seen one this bad in quite some time, and unfortunately 2 deceased as we understand it. We're not sure if there were any others in the vehicles, but from what we're hearing, at least at this time, 2 deceased. We're going to reach out to the Gilbert PIO to try and get more details. And we can tell you from our vantage point right here, the one wrapped around the pole is unrecognizable. It's hard to tell what's the front end, what's the back end, where it's just car parts everywhere. Unfortunately, we're trying to stand by as we're trying to see what's in the road, if that's more car parts, and what can only be described as a high-speed crash here. So we can tell you that you'll be detoured if you're coming east or west on Ray Road, anywhere towards Recker, in both directions. You'll be detoured around through the neighborhoods here. Again, Ray and Recker will likely be closed for several hours while this investigation continues. So from what we can see, again, just to update anybody that's seeing this after the fact, I know it's late, it's 11:33 p.m. here in Gilbert, Arizona, on the scene of a fatal accident involving two vehicles. One that you're seeing in the distance right now. Again, very hard to tell what kind of vehicle this is. And then off to the left, the second vehicle, which is upside down. And the front end of it, it looks like it hit a tree there. And again, the front of it is very hard to tell. Heavy front end damage on that vehicle. And as we understand it, as we were pulling in several witnesses and others, we're going to try and get more details. But as far as we're hearing right now, 2 fatalities in this 2-vehicle crash on Ray and Recker Road here in Gilbert. And we're going to stay quiet for just a few minutes while we send an email to the public information officer here in Gilbert to make sure that we're reporting correctly. Obviously, the biggest thing is that 2 very damaged vehicles, one wrapped around the pole that you're looking at now is the worst of them, and that second vehicle as well, upside down. Again, heavy front end damage and hard to tell what kind of vehicle it is. And probably the saddest situation is that 2 families will be getting those phone calls or a knock at the door, and our thoughts and prayers are with both families in this. I could only imagine, I couldn't imagine, I should say, I apologize, I could not imagine a situation like this. So stand by just a moment, everyone. And we're reading a lot of people's chat on Citizen right now. Again, who knows? I mean, we're going to try our hardest as well. We're on Citizen, we can only zoom in so far, but on Facebook, YouTube, and X, we're not sure if the people were removed from the vehicle or not. It's hard to even to say that, but again, the vehicle you're looking at around that light, by the light pole there, again, can't even tell you what kind of vehicle it might be. Only can be described from what I'm seeing as a very high-speed crash with that particular vehicle. again, it is completely wrapped around the pole. It almost looks like that is the back end of the vehicle around the pole, but I'm only speculating there. It's really hard to tell, and it looks like there was quite some fire as well. Those of you on Citizen, if you join us on our YouTube channel right now, you scroll down on Citizen and there should be a link to our YouTube channel, bring you directly to YouTube. Do us a favor, please subscribe there. We truly appreciate it. Anytime we go live here in Phoenix and the surrounding areas, Gilbert, Queen Creek, and Mesa, it definitely helps support independent media. Again, just to bring everybody up to speed, those of you just joining us in the live on any of our social media channels right now, what we can say is we're at the corner of Recker and Ray, and two vehicle accident, and as we know so far, at least two deceased from what we're understanding. Again, we're trying to get that confirmation, but from what you're looking at here and the vehicle off to the left, that would be the only logical outcome. Again, not even sure what kind of vehicle this is that we're looking at here. So we can tell you east and westbound here on Ray Road, and it looks like Recker as well, completely shut down. You're diverting around the crash itself, and likely for 3 or 4 hours while their investigation continues, this area will be shut down. Right now we're kind of zoomed in on two people that are walking the scene. We're not sure if these are family members. How you doing? All right. Actually, it looks like some crash scene detectives So it definitely is some other police officers investigating the scene here. Again, we appreciate everybody joining us. This is Valley-wide news, breaking news and events here and across the valley. Currently on the scene live at Ray Road and Recker. Where right now you're seeing one vehicle that, again, we can't even begin to describe what kind of vehicle it could possibly even be. And as we're understanding it, as we reach out, and we'll get that confirmation that at least at this time, 2 deceased. And we can only say, again, having been on scenes like this, that a high rate of speed had to be, at least from what we can see in the vehicle that is wrapped around the pole. Again, not much to even begin to see what kind of vehicle it may be. Car parts are everywhere. And as far as the vehicle to the west of Ray Road here, heavy front end damage. It's upside down. It looks like it knocked down a tree, but again, it's hard to tell what kind of vehicle it might be. Huh?
How you doing today?
All right. The only thing we're hearing is that it was that is one car and that another car and 2 fatalities. But I can't even tell what kind of vehicle that is.
Are you with Fox?
No, Valley-wide News, just independent on Facebook, YouTube, and X, and Citizen. So yeah, that just high speed crash.
Yeah, my family lives in here and they said they heard it and came out.
Oh, I'm sure it was a loud bang.
Yeah, they said it was great.
I can't even tell what kind of car that is. Really, or that one either, but.
Did they already get the bodies?
Hard to tell. When I'm zoomed in, I can't see anything, but again, who knows where they would even be, to be honest. As bad as that sounds, can't even tell looks like that's the back end there.
Like, I don't even know how that
It's crazy. So, I'm reaching out to the police to see if we can figure out how many people, or it's horrible. See you later. You too. All right, everyone. So, not sure if you heard some of that conversation, but I can tell you that that was a young lady and a gentleman that they're saying that they went by their parents, and parents lived probably half a block or so to the west of where we're at, and they heard a loud bang when the accident occurred. Again, I know it's late, and it's what time right now? 11:48 p.m. on Friday evening. Ray and Recker roads, and both directions will be closed for several hours, and you're being diverted into a neighborhood on both sides. I'm not sure how far north and south on Recker Road that it's closed off. But again, this will be for several hours. As you can see, they're just starting now the investigation. Some people have asked if the deceased are still on the scene here, and I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure. As far as I can see, I'm not seeing anything that would lead me to believe that they are. But is that possible? Yes. Again, that one vehicle around the pole, it's hard to see even where the driver's seat or passenger seat might be. So the likelihood of that is a possibility, depending on if they were able to get them out and try and save them when this happened, or if they weren't able to, that would be the case, that they'd still be here on the scene. Either way, I would think they're likely here on the scene still, and sometimes we've seen it where they're off to the side. As graphic as that sounds, unfortunately, what we're hearing so far is 2 deceased. And quite honestly, the only thing I can think of at this point is 2 families getting that knock on the door or phone call that their family members didn't make it. Horrible situation that I could not even imagine. So again, our thoughts are with those families this evening. Now, I can tell you, those of you joining us on YouTube, X, and Facebook, we are zoomed in quite a bit, and the more I stand here and are shooting this live, I can tell you that it looks like the back end of the vehicle, driver's side, is what is into the pole or wrapped around the pole, and the driver's side in the front there. I don't see. Well, actually it does. It looks like airbag deployment on top there. It does look like this particular vehicle caught fire. Looks like a lot of charred car part, the driver's side door, and so on. We're just reading some chat here on Citizen, Avondale user. Yeah, unfortunately, I appreciate you saying thank you for covering it this late. Yeah, I mean, what can only be described from what I'm seeing here on scene is horrific. Again, 2 people deceased, and what looks like a very high-speed crash to render that vehicle that we're looking at undetectable as far as what it is. Again, the only thing we're able to see right now is we're starting to make out that it looks like it's on the right-hand side, wrapped around the pole is the rear driver's side, and the car is facing down Recker Road. Facing north, that is, on Recker Road. Again, those of you joining us on Citizen, we truly appreciate it. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and X. If you could subscribe or follow us on Facebook, we truly appreciate it. Even on X, you can click subscribe. Best thing about it is free, and we update the communities here and around Arizona. And again, unfortunately, we have to report on tragic scenes like this here on a Friday evening. This is Citizen. Yeah. Actually, this one is Facebook. Yeah. That's going to be closed down for a number of hours. Stand by, everyone. I'm going to put the mic down just for a few minutes here and see if we can make a phone call to the PIO for Gilbert here to see if we can get any details on this unfortunate and tragic high-speed vehicle crash. Stand by. Before we call everyone, we're trying to read on some of our chat in our Facebook and YouTube channels. And again, I noticed this on our way in. We were over by Williamsfield High School, and some people were mentioning here in the chat that Santan Charter's homecoming game was tonight as well. And Pam in one of the chats is saying, is that wrapped around a pole? And unfortunately, yes, it is. I'm trying to read exactly some of the people's chats, and yeah, so again, unfortunately, I can only hope that it wasn't somebody from one of those homecomings or games or anything that was going on at Williamsfield, as well as some people are saying Santan Charter's homecoming game. And only thing I can describe it as is a horrific crash. Again, with this one vehicle wrapped around the pole and another vehicle off to the west on Recker Road on the north side, upside down. Looks like it knocked over a tree, and the heavy front end damage, again, where we can't even really make out what kind of vehicle it is. So yes, I can only say thoughts and prayers to the families, again, that are getting that horrific phone call this evening. All right, let me go ahead and mute the mics and see if we can make a phone call. Sorry, I almost dropped something. A phone call to the PIO again. All right, we did try to make a phone call to the Gilbert Police PIO department and did not get an answer. So we'll await again the email. Obviously, it's still an active scene here, an investigation going on. Anybody traveling this evening, I know it's late, but again, east and westbound as well as north and southbound, you'll be diverted around the area probably for several hours more at this time while they investigate this major accident here on Ray and Recker Road in Gilbert, Arizona. And again, we will update all our social media channels once we hear back from the Gilbert Police Department with more details. Again, those of you joining us on Citizen, if you'd be so kind and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're live there right now. We've got a much closer shot. I can tell you that there's the only thing that we can see so far at this time on that vehicle by the light pole is just, it looks like there was definitely a fire. You see a lot of charred debris on the driver's side of the vehicle. And not much else. All right, everyone, just so you please bear with me here. We're going to go ahead and read. We did just get an email back. I just want to make sure all my mics are on. We just got an email back from the public information officer in regards to this horrific crash this evening. And I'm going to briefly read it to you. Obviously, this is an ongoing investigation, so I don't know if they'll release more details in the morning, but here's what we know so far. That they're currently investigating a fatal collision that occurred shortly before 9 p.m. this evening at the intersection of South Recker Road and East Ray Road. The manner of the collision is still being investigated. One involved driver was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Two other subjects, so we were correct in what we were hearing. So we can confirm that two other subjects in the second vehicle were pronounced deceased on the scene. Impairment is believed to be a factor in this. All involved parties are adults. So from what some people were mentioning in regards in the chat and on Citizen about homecoming and the games and high school students, we can confirm to you right now that it does not involve any high school students, anything to do with homecoming. They are saying that they are adults. All parties involved are adults. And again, we can say that one driver was transported to the hospital in critical condition, and then two were pronounced deceased here on the scene. I know there'll be questions as to which vehicle might have been the two that were deceased, and I'm going to make my own opinion right now. Again, I can't confirm it because they're not saying in this, but I can probably make an assumption or an opinion that it's likely that vehicle that we're looking at right now by the light pole. because it's hard to see exactly what part of the vehicle is what. But again, as we've been standing here for about 30 minutes or so, we can say that it looks like on the right of your screen is, by the light pole itself, is the rear left of the vehicle, and it's facing northbound on Recker Road. Again, that's just what we can see. That's what it looks like to us. And that what you're looking at. And again, it's a little fuzzy in Citizen, but if you go over to our YouTube channel, you can see it much clearer. The driver's side door completely melted. What looks like to be a fire occurred in this accident as well, and definitely a high-speed crash. And they are saying at this time that impairment does seem to be the factor in the crash. And we do have confirmation that it is 2 deceased. 1 is in critical condition, and they are all adults. So to ease everybody that was asking those questions in all our chat areas, it does not involve any high school students in regards to homecoming or anything. They were all adults. And so nonetheless, unfortunately, 2 people are deceased here on the scene. So we are going to, in fact, wrap it up here in just a few moments. Again, those of you traveling east, west, north, or south in the area of Recker and Ray Road, for several hours, this road will be closed down, likely till 3, 4 in the morning, while investigation and cleanup takes place here this evening. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and our thoughts are with the families involved this evening. Be safe out there. Until the next one, everyone. We are Valley-wide News, breaking news and events here and across the valley. Have a good night.